again, everybody. I'm BrianTheBlue, and welcome back to Current Calamities, where I take a break from the past to look forward to the future with the games of the present. And in a sense, we're doing all that except taking that break, because we're gonna party in the past, but with better graphics.
Mario Party Superstars, the next entry in the Mario Party series that goes back to its roots in light of the last near decade's worth of failings and changing of the formula.
ND Cube isn't Hudson Soft, that's for sure, even if they are made up of their former employees. Where did they all go wrong?
As I've said last time, I have some experience with Mario Party games, but I'm more of a watcher than player. I did cover Super Mario Party back when it came out, but looking back at it now, I might need to redo it as my initial opinions haven't aged well.
But that'll be for another time, as for now we can go back to the glory days of Mario Party with a new coat of HD gloss. Let's party.
First thing you're greeted with is an options screen where you can select the mode of play and the number of players. This also serves as a reminder to switch off from my brother's account when doing this shit. Then we get to full-on nostalgia mode with Koopa gathering everyone to the village square from the very first Mario Party to go on the old yet familiar adventure and finding who among them is the superstar.
I'm already getting goosebumps just by this opening alone. Oh, please, for the love of God, let this be good.
Into the pipe we go to head out for adventure. You better know who I'm gonna be. The Waluigi. We'll choose all the plumbers, set them to normal, and choose one of the classic maps from Mario Party's past. At least from the first 3 games. Adjust more options, and then get to the friendship-ruining meat of it. Koopa greets us at the start of the map, reminisces about the glory days, then leaves it up to Toad as he's such a busy turtle.
That's a tortoise!
We determine our turn order, receive 10 coins, all the classic tropes of classic Mario Party, and that's what you'll primarily get from here on out. I'm sure most will remember how this goes, but maybe others are too young or scarred to remember, so I'll explain the basics. Each character rolls some dice in an effort to reach the stars that's a certain distance away. Spaces can be either good or bad depending on what you land on, and each board has a different theme and activities that can turn the game completely on its head. For Yoshi's Tropical Island, there's one part that'll have the star while the other has Bowser, and the happening space can make them switch places on the board, which happened a lot in this game, and I was the one usually getting robbed of my coins. Goes to show you can never trust a Koopa, no matter what he sells or even if he is a king. You obviously want to avoid Bowser and build your coin count up so you can afford to buy a star, and the best way to do that is by winning mini-games. The mini-games are what make Mario Party at least a little more tolerable, and this has a better selection of iconic mini-games that make the top 100 even more meaningless as a game. It was so much fun to guess which ones were which by name along with playing them. I also appreciate having the little tutorial section before the start of each game. This is so everyone knows exactly how to play.
'Cause you know, some fools never pay attention. I'm looking at y'all for a reason.
I won a good 90% of the minigames on every board I played, and I did play more than this board, and when I did lose per se, it was either strategic or to not screw up my Joy-Cons. I found it somewhat baffling they added the games from Mario Party 1 that were known to put a hole in your hand. They were historic, for maybe the wrong reasons, but I mean Nintendo. You know it isn't good for these controllers either, right?
If this doesn't add fuel to the fire, then I don't know what will.
What else do we have? Oh, versus spaces are the battle minigames that can be fun or frustrating. I just don't like the fact they disappear after you land on them.
Come on, let there be chaos. Ah! I asked too much.
Bowser is up to his old antics on his space, and it's never good news. Especially for me, because I have the most coins, and that went away via communism.
That was a perfectly timed sticker, and I didn't even mean to press it.
Stickers are a thing that makes sense during online, but they're here as well to express your emotional outbursts in the virtual world. Anyway, after a good 20 rounds of twists and turns and screwing, we get to the bonus stars.
Luigi took coin, but I have minigame. I have no idea who has it happening. First one up is the shopping star? They still have the stupidest awards? God damn it. I thought we were on to something good here.
I thought I was screwed, but I got one of the two bonuses, being the unlucky for landing on the most red spaces. That would happen to the purple pinball devil, and I won because of my coin count, and it was a close game all around. I'm also glad Mario got 4th, because if I'm being brutally honest here, he was a dick the whole time.
Just because the game has your name on it doesn't mean you can bully me, Mario. I'll get my own game one day.
Your performance will be turned into coins that you can spend on things that we'll get to, and you'll also level up based on things you did during play, the significance of which we'll get to as well. Time to start round 2, and this time we'll have all the princesses be my opponents, and I guess it was my fault that the bonus stars turned out the way they did, as I didn't realize there was a classic option.
Would you count that as a hidden feature? Maybe, but it really shouldn't be.
Now I chose the only Mario Party 3 represented board, Woody Woods, as it's the least I'm familiar with, but it made things more interesting for me anyway. Every turn the Monty Moles will change the directions of a few key points of the board via the signposts. Players can also change their direction by a couple different means, and the trees could give you something good or bad depending on which one you land at. What was the primary focus this time around was the girls. They were very cutthroat, especially with their item usage. Like, I've never seen more chomp calls used in a Mario Party game than this, and it was usually when I was getting close to the star.
Wow, Rosie, it's no wonder why I hate everyone, except for Daisy. Feeling is mutual, I'm sure.
Items will play a key role in the game. They can help you get farther or screw over an opponent's chance for a star. Of course, you can buy items from the item shop, but you can get them through other means like the item space or the lucky space. Lucky spaces are plentiful in every board, and they're the easiest way to earn more coins or a few items. It doesn't make the game unbalanced, but it more or less changes the way you might strategize playing, as everyone will have a good amount of coinage, so you might want to go for happening or the minigame, or wait for your fortunes to turn around after you land on the bank, after you donate a good amount of your wealth into it, or because of
Chance time! Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, thank God. The best result anyone could ask for is to not be involved with that shit.
The last 5 turns turns things up to ultra competitive. After giving the player in last a bogus prediction, I don't think they take into account who has the bonuses, they just want to motivate the loser of the bunch. Spaces are worth more and can also take away more, and if any rival lands on another, a duel will commence, which is what I did and took Rosalina's last
9 coins. I forgot she was so poor. At least I wouldn't lose much of my 115.
The last rounds would make any non-com shit their shorts, as we got into a versus battle at the end, not once, but twice, and I came out on top with a big payday, and I couldn't believe it. Especially after Bowser's big blast. It was intense. We went 4 rounds on that, and I somehow survived the 3rd. I do deserve it though after getting my star stolen, but I got 2 out of the 3 bonus stars, which led to my ultimate triumph.
I like these images, they add a certain charm. You know what else I like? Seeing how much I dominate.
We'll do one more, this time with all the colorful creatures of the land, and we'll go with the hardest and All Hallows Eve looking board of them all.
Perfect timing for a shameless plug if you want to check out my Halloween-centric game review.
There isn't much else to comment on other than its gimmick. It has a day and night mechanic that would be more prevalent in 6, but depending on the time of day, some events may or may not be available to you. The eyeballs can also warp, or really chase you across the board for a fee. This is a weird way of paying for a personal trainer. I'm still learning some new things, like I didn't know this board had a king boost space that not only has the potential to steal coins from all players, but 1 star from everyone as well, for the appropriate amount. I thought that was something new, but no, that was a thing on the original incarnation of the board, and I could have gone for it before I got dicked by Bowser.
Ew. I don't know why, but that freaks me out. Oh, 2 10s. More power to her and her blowhole, I suppose.
Something else I've noticed is that there hasn't been any repeated mini-games, like at all. I don't know how many games there are, but there were plenty to play, and we'll have to investigate this further in a second. What was notable in this game was Donkey Kong played smart for a while, until he didn't.
The dumb ape.
And I had a feeling Yoshi and his not-wife Birdo were guilty of colluding with one another. That was until he dueled her and got all the money. That's what happens when you divorce, kids.
I like the Yoshi sounds here. Is it me, or what do you make for a good kids show, like Blue's Clues? He'd be perfect. And while we're at it, why hasn't anybody turned Mario Party into a game show? Easy money, drama, and ratings.
I also found out that for the coin star, it doesn't tally the most coins you had at one time, but rather how much you accumulated. And somehow me and Yoshi tied. That was the biggest shock of my life. I can understand happening and possibly minigame, but coin is like, wow.
I still won in the end, and I'll tell ya, this is the most fun I've had playing Mario Party in a while. Not just because I'm winning, but because it genuinely feels like Mario Party again. And that's not all there is to do.
You can spend your coins at Toad's shop, not for items like in the first game to add to the spice, but for collectibles like stickers, encyclopedia entries, and music. It's something to shoot for. The data house is where you can view or use the stuff you purchased, as well as look at records, achievements.
Hey, so achievements are a thing!
Or mess around with your Mario Party card, which is an online thing. There's a good emphasis on online play, which is what is needed for this game to thrive, but unfortunately I won't be taking part as my online membership expired a little while ago.
I strongly believe online play should be free, and with the outrageous overpriced new tier, it only strengthens my belief.
Options are your usual adjustable stuff, some of it may be familiar to you. I also like that you can switch the music from its current to classic renditions. That's a nice touch.
You guys want to hear my Shy Guy impression? It's better than my Waluigi.
Last but not least is Mount Minigames, where you can play all your favorite minigames in a few different ways. I can easily get lost in this, playing the best minigames I haven't gotten to yet. There's 100 of them, and it's a great selection. Top 100 is so worthless. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna enjoy myself some dungeon duos. 4 hours in and I'm already liking what I'm seeing. I think the prayers of many a Mario Party player have been answered. Superstar so far has all I could ask for in a Mario Party, the real original formula, and a nostalgic trip through the great games and boards, and there's still so much that can be added. All we can do now is ponder what DLC could be available in the future, if any. Best bet would be some GameCube boards, and I hope they have some from 6, because a few of them get absolutely wild, but if they bring back the carts, then we're gonna have a problem.
So, with all that being said, what's my overall opinion?
After not having a real good Mario Party in a long time, it was time to go back to the basics. Better yet, go back to the old games and make them new again. Mario Party Superstars does just that, bringing back the Mario Party many remembered and loved and hated, added a little to make it somewhat fair and balanced, but not too much to detract from the overall game. We have the minigames, we have the graphics, we pretty much have everything we've been asking for, and there's still a chance for more, but we'll have to wait and see if we get any more nostalgic boards. I'd pick it up whether you're playing alone or have friends that want to reminisce. It'll make any real party that much more fun or tense, and it has subsided my drive to buy the older titles for the time being. Serious question, why are some of the older games so damn expensive? Is it because of low sales? Or are they really coveted? I mean, Mario sells, but geez. So what do you think? Do you agree with me? Or have your own thoughts? Let me know by leaving a comment. If you like what you see, like the video with those thumbs up. If you think anyone else would like this vid, share it around. And if you want to see more of me, this show, and others, hit the subscribe button. I'm BrianTheBlue, thanks for watching. I'm going back to the past, and until next time, I'll see you in the future.